Yeah, hi guys, good morning. And in today's session, we'll discuss couple of different services and we'll try to integrate all the services. I mean, we'll try to discuss on S3 static website hosting and we'll try to integrate that with CloudFront and then we'll try to integrate ACM and then we'll try to integrate our Route 53. Okay, so these four services we'll try to integrate and we'll try to see how we can communicate between them. Okay, so let me share my screen first. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So first thing will be S3 static website hosting, and then we'll try to create one CloudFront service, okay, and then we'll try to use ACM. This will be our Amazon certificate manager, and then we'll try to use R53. R53 is nothing but our Route 53. Okay, so we'll try to use these four services. So initially, I will start with static website hosting. Means we have already seen in our previous session, right? So what we have did, we have hosted one S3 static website. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we are aware of this process, how to provision one S3 bucket to host one static website. Okay. So now this static website will be distributed across different edge locations. For that, we have one service called CloudFront. Okay, so we have one service called CloudFront, which will help us to distribute or which will help us to create distributed network. What is the use of CloudFront? We'll discuss it. And I will try to integrate one ACM certificate, means SSL, ACM. Okay, and then what I will do, I will try to call them with the help of our Route 53. Route 53. Okay, so this is a user. Means, for example, this user is trying to execute xyz.com on our browser. Okay, this user is trying to access xyz.com URL on the browser. Then my request should go to Route 53 first. Route 53, this is for DNS validation. Means it will try to check for the domain name servers. If you remember, in the client server architecture, we have checked about name servers and SOA, right? So this will help us to gather our domain details and then display the output. So what our Route 53 will do, Route 53 will check for the CloudFront service. And our CloudFront service will send the request to our website. Means this is the place where we are trying to deploy one static website. In previous session, what we have did, we have deployed one static website and we were able to access that website from the browser. But in today's session, I want to configure one domain name to my website. Means I don't want to use a random name. Yes.
Hello, sir. Sorry for disturbance. I am not able to see your screen.
Guys, same issue for others or he's the only
No.
one who's facing issue?
No.
Mohan, can you disconnect and connect the
Mohan,
disconnect from the
check your
current time?
network, disconnect and join back.
Okay, okay, yeah. I will disconnect and then I will connect. Then I will see. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so what we are trying to do, we are trying to host one static website, and instead of using the default URL which is been provided by AWS, I want to access my website with the help of my domain name. This will be our agenda for today.
Okay.
Okay, in order to do this, we are going to use different services. Okay, we'll try to discuss as we progress. So the first thing what I need to do is I need to purchase one domain, right? So because we don't have any domain as of now, so do you guys have any domains with you? No, no one has any domains. I mean, we haven't purchased any domains yet. So what I will do is I will try to purchase one domain name. Means if you'll see this google.com or facebook.com. So this is nothing but one domain name. So we are also going to use one similar domain. So we have something called techiehorizon.com. So this is our institute website. So what I will do first I will try to purchase one domain, because this is my domain itself, but this has been already configured with our website, so I don't want to alter these details. So first let me try to purchase one domain name. So from where we can purchase the domain name?
GoDaddy or cheap domain.
And others, are you there, listening or sleeping?
No, sir, listening.
From where we can purchase the domain names?
I think in previous session you tell GoDaddy. That is only remember for me.
So we have something called GoDaddy, and in AWS we have one service called Route 53. If I'll open this Route 53, and click on Get Started, here we have something called, where is my options to, okay, so here we have something called register a domain. Means AWS will also help you to purchase one domain name. This is also available in AWS. So if I click on Get Started, here it is asking me to search for the domain what you want. So for example, I want techie07.com and hit enter. So I want to purchase a domain. This is something related to my business or my website or my the way of work what I'm doing, I mean the nature of business. Okay, so what is happening here? It is trying to search for this website. Okay, so this website is available, this domain is available for you. So how much you need to pay? You need to pay $13 per year. And if you scroll down, here we have different type of domains. .org, this is for $12. .net, this is for $11. Techie-07, this is for $13. So it is also suggesting some domains for you. So whatever you want, you can use. Okay, so in AWS what will happen if I'll purchase this domain? It is costing me around $13. Means it will be approximately around 300-400 something. If I'll select, then I need to check out this. Means I need to pay $13 first, and then I can use the domain. So this payment we need to pay initially to AWS. Then only it will register one domain for us. So I don't want to use AWS domain. Means I don't want to purchase my domain from AWS. So what I will do? We have different third-party vendors as well. So one such example is GoDaddy, which is really popular in India. We have heard about GoDaddy, right? So let me just go to GoDaddy. Okay, so if you have account, then well and good. If not, then click on create an account. It is straightforward process. I mean, you need to enter your email ID, password, and then register. Okay, in my case, I do have my account in GoDaddy, so let me use this account. Okay, so this is how it will look after logging into GoDaddy's account. Yes, Bharat Tuma, do you have any questions or what? No. So this is our GoDaddy's dashboard. Now what I will do, I will try to purchase one domain. So for example, I'm just searching one random name, Techie DevOps. So it will help us to check for this domain. See, techiedevops.com. Here you can see for 1 rupee, but it will cost you more than that. It will be showing like 1 rupee, and when you will try to check out, it will try to add some more pricing for this. So which extension do you want? Whether you want .com, .xyz, .info, whatever you want, you can try to check. See, techiedevops.in. We have techiedevops.co.in. This is for 39 rupees. This is for 1 year of maintenance. Means for 1 year, we can purchase this for 39 rupees or 1 rupee. Okay, so what I will do, because we are using this for the testing purpose, so check for the cheaper domain. Do not go for higher prices. Go for the cheaper domain. Select the domain, make it yours, click on make it yours, then it will be trying to add to cart. Similarly, the what we use, I mean Amazon, Flipkart, right? So same process. So click on continue. Okay, click on continue. Then we have something called free domain privacy. This is been provided by them in the sense, but the service provider, that is GoDaddy. And if you scroll down, protect your domain. As of now, do not take this. If you try to add this, then it will try to add more payment for you. Okay, so I don't want any domain protection because I don't have any applications which will be mapped to this domain. This is only for testing purpose, so I am not using any domain protections. I don't want any website. I don't want any emails. Okay, done. Let me click on continue to cart. Okay, see, once after adding, make sure you are trying to use it for only 1 year. See, for 1 year it is showing now 949 rupees. Initially, how much it showed? It showed around 1 rupee kind of thing. Okay, so always go for the domain with .xyz. This will be cheaper price. Okay, so let me go to gotechie.xyz. I don't want this. Let me delete this. Okay, so this is something which is costing me around 169 rupees. So let me purchase this domain for now. Continue purchase. This will go to your payment gateways. So once your payment is done, then we are good with this. Where is my payment? Let me just complete this payment, guys. Let me just complete this payment. This is my UPI is getting failed. There is some issue with the bank servers. There is some issue with the bank server, so let me change the payment mode. Let me cancel this, guys. Okay, so there is some issues at the bank servers. My payment is been getting declined. Okay, so what I will do is I mean in my account there is one domain called rajikdevops.com. So what I will do is I will try to use this domain. So once your payment is successfully done, then if you'll go to the account, okay, if you'll go to the my products, then you will find all the domains whatever you have purchased. Okay, so in my case we have two domains, one is Techie Horizon and one is testing domain, that is rajikdevops.com. Okay, so what we have did, we have purchased one domain from GoDaddy. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay, so once our domain is successfully done, then what I need to do is I need to create one S3 static website. Okay, or else what I will do is I need to create Route 53. So I will start with static website and then I will try to configure CloudFront and then I will try to configure Route 53. Okay, so always remember, whenever you want to host any static website and you want to configure that to your Route 53 domain, then your bucket name should be the same as your domain name. Your static website should have the same name of your domain name. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to S3 now. Let me try to create one website, sorry, bucket. Create bucket. North Virginia is okay. Bucket name, let me just try to copy this domain name. So my bucket name should be similar to my domain name. Okay, ACLs. Create bucket. So what happened now? One bucket has been created with your domain name. Okay, so once this is done, now I will deploy my static website. So I will go to properties. I'll scroll down, enable this, enable, and then I will try to configure two pages, index.html, and one should be my error.html. Okay, and click on save changes. This process already we are aware of hosting a static website, right? So now let me create two index files. Welcome to my website. This is one index file, index.html. Oh shit. Okay, so this is one website. Okay, and then let me create one more for error. .html. Cat error. Cat error. We have two index files. So now let me try to upload them. Upload, add files, desktop. One is index and one is error. So these two files, let me open and let me upload now. Let me make these objects as public or else we cannot access our bucket, right? Make public. Index.html also, let me make this public. Okay, so both the objects are public. Now how to access my website? How to access my S3 website?
By copy the link.
By copying the URL.
By copying the URL, right? So from where I can get the URL? I should go to properties, and if I'll scroll down here, we have this URL. So let me just copy and paste in the browser. So I am able to successfully access my application, my website. So if you'll see this URL, for example, my application is deployed as a static website, and if you are asking the users to access this URL for my website, is it user friendly?
No.
These users will face a difficult time. I mean, they will not be able to remember the URL of our website. This is not at all human friendly. So what I need to do is I want to map my website with my domain name, means rajikdevops.com. So whenever I'm trying to access this website, then the request should be redirected to this particular domain, this URL. And apart from this, if you see this URL is not secure, means there is no HTTPS. This is only one HTTP URL. For example, if you see this godaddy.com, or else if you see the AWS as well, so we can see something called HTTPS. If you see the ChatGPT as well, you can see HTTPS. So what is this HTTPS now?
A security certificate.
Yeah, that is one SSL security certificate. Okay, so what do you mean by SSL? So what is the use of that security certificate? Means why should I use SSL for my website?
For extra layer protection.
To configure SSL certificate. This is very common thing what we will be using in the projects as well. Okay, so this stands for secure socket layer. Okay, means this will add encryption, means with the help of these certificates we are going to add the encryption between this website and the user communication. For example, if I am trying to use google.com from our browser, it means that all my communication, whatever I am trying to search in Google, is being secured. There is encryption added. These certificates will help us to add some extra layer of security, advanced layer of security, I can say. If we haven't added SSL, then no one is interested to use our website. If suppose you are using one website for payments, if it is not HTTPS, then will you continue the payment or will you cancel the payment?
Cancel the payment.
Yeah, why? Do not think as a technical person, okay? Think as a layman. Means if you are not aware of any technologies, but still will you use or will you reject? We will not be using the payment gateways. I will try to cancel my request. Why? Because I don't have any trust on this website. I'm not aware whether my transactions are being encrypted or not. I'm not aware if someone is watching my transaction, if someone is trying to steal the data. So with the help of SSL certificates, we'll try to add one advanced layer of security. Okay, so in order to purchase this SSL certificate in AWS, we have this ACM certificate manager service. So if you want to purchase an SSL for your domain, means all the requests should be HTTPS only. See, when I'm trying to execute rajikdevops.com, it should redirect to HTTPS. This website only, but this request should be HTTPS. It should not be HTTP. In this case, we can use Amazon Certificate Manager service. If you see this diagram, so we have completed domain name purchasing. This one is done. Let me put this green color. Okay, this one is done and this one is done. Now I'm trying to configure Amazon Certificate Manager. So for that, what we need to do before purchasing ACM, we need to create Route 53. Before purchasing ACM, we need to create Route 53. Or else what will happen? Your ACM status will be in pending state only. Remember this point, this is very important. This might not be asked in interviews, but as part of practicals, you will waste your time. I mean, you can see the status as pending only for 1 hour, 2 hours, for 1 day, if you haven't created Route 53. Okay, so now let me try to create Route 53 first. So Route 53, what is the use of Route 53? Why are we using Route 53?
It's a service.
Domain
It
registration.
is a service, but what it will do?
Yes.
Register our domain.
Help us
Already
to
we have
purchase a
registered. This is
connect request to
domain
internet use server.
name
DNS.
service. Okay, or domain name server. So with the help of Route 53, we can host or we can map our domains. Means I want to tell my AWS that razik.com is the domain which should be redirecting to this particular website. That configurations I need to configure in my Route 53. So this will help you to create domain name servers. So let us first go to Route 53. And why do we have the name called R53? We can either call it as R53 or Route 53. But what do you mean by 53? This will be asked in interviews. Why do we call it as 53? '53 is the port number for DNS configurations. Okay, so 53 will be the port numbers. So let me, guys, someone go on mute. Okay, let me duplicate this page. Let me now go to Route 53. And also check the service Route 53 whether it is a regional service or global service.
Global service.
Global service.
Global service.
Global service.
Yes. So what we will be doing is, already we have domain. So I am ignoring this part because I already have purchased domain from the GoDaddy from third-party vendors at a cheaper price. Okay. Now let me go to DNS management service. Okay, so where I need to create one hosted zone. Means if you want to deploy or configure your domain name, you need to create one hosted zone. So click on create hosted zone. And what is the name of your domain? What is the name of my domain? My domain name is razikdevops.com. So I will be pasting this domain name. And then description, I don't want, I mean, this is optional, whatever you want you can give. So yeah, let me ignore this for now. And here we have two type of domains, means public hosted and private hosted. So what do you mean by public and private? Same, whatever we have seen in VPC, public will be accessible to the internet, private will not be accessible. This is only for internal communications. Okay. So in my case, I'm using public hosted zone, and then scroll down and I will click on create hosted zone. So once created, here you can see one domain hosted zone has been created, which is public, and this is the domain name. Sorry, the hosted name and the domain name are same. So this is my domain name and hosted name. And here you can see something called records as to, means two records has been created. The moment you have created this hosted zone, two records has been created. If you see this, record name is my domain name, and then type of record, we have type of record, that is name server. NS means NS means
Name server.
Name.
Name server.
and SOA means
Startup authority.
start of
SOA,
authority.
start
So where
authority.
we have heard about this?
When you are change
the
the domain.
client server architecture. We have heard about name servers and SOS. Means whenever you are trying to access your domain, so first it will check to the local DNS, and then top level domain.
Root.
It will check for .com, .org, and whatever it is, and then it will go to the name servers, and then it will go to the service of authority. So this is the service of authority which is helping you to understand, okay, so this name server is configured to this domain. And here we have something called simple. This is one of the routing policy which is available in Route 53. So we have different routing policies. We'll try to discuss this later point of time. For now, let me use simple only. 1 second. I'm in session. Anything urgent, let me know. Okay, so sorry guys. So we have routing policy simple, and then here we can see some name server records has been created, means a value, route, traffic to, and this is also one record has been created. Then we have some TTL health and all. Okay, so out of this I am worried about this. What is this? So for name servers, it has created 4 records. Okay, for name servers, it has created 4 records. So what is the use of these records? I'm trying to remove the dot from the end of the name records. Okay, so now what is the use of these name records? So from where we have purchased our domain?
GoDaddy.com.
GoDaddy.
From GoDaddy. From where I am trying to host my domain?
Amazon.
Route 53.
So now I should tell my Amazon Route 53 that our domain is hosted in the GoDaddy. If you have purchased your domain and hosted your domain on same Route 53, then no need of these records. I mean, we can ignore these records because AWS will take care of these records. Since we have purchased from third-party vendor, what I need to do is I need to configure these records in the GoDaddy. I need to map, or I need to tell my AWS that my domain name is in GoDaddy. Go and check. That will be redirected or taken care by these 4 records. So what I will do now? Now I will go to GoDaddy. Sorry, that is my domain. Yes, I will go to GoDaddy, and in my GoDaddy I will try to make the changes. We can also use GoDaddy to host our applications as well. Even that is possible in GoDaddy, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so I will just go to my domain. If I'll click on domain here, sorry, where is the settings? Okay, let me go to the manage my products. Does it? Okay, here we have, click on manage all. I can see multiple domains now. Dismiss. What is happening? This is for Techie Horizon. I want Razik. Where is this domain? What happened? Oh shit, I can see only one domain. Why? This was a website created. Okay, there was no domain with this name. My products. Only one domain is available. This is already new, so I cannot make any changes for this. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me just try to purchase one domain. Okay, go take it. If someone has already taken the domain, then this is how you can see. 5,000 something. Okay, I'm trying to purchase one more domain because Razik DevOps is also not available in my account. Let me change the UPI method. Guys, just give me 2 minutes. Let me purchase this domain now. Okay, done. Payment has been successfully done. Just wait for a couple of minutes. Let this get completed. Okay. Okay, so what I have did now, I have purchased one domain because I'm not sure what happened to the Razik DevOps. Okay, let me go to my account. But now the condition is, I need to change my static website name as well as my Route 53 because I have already created this with different names, right? So let me just quickly modify these changes with my domain. But before that, what is my domain name? Go take it.xyz. Okay. Okay, let me just create one S3 bucket. Create bucket, North Virginia. Yes. I've created one bucket. Let me deploy sample application. Error.html save changes done. Properties upload add files. We have error and index2 files are already available, so let me use them. Make public. Make public. Make public. Yes, done. So these two things has been, bucket has been successfully created. Let me just test this by accessing our website URL. Yes. Always make sure to do proper testing, means do not just blindly follow. Also check whether they are working or not. Okay, so this is working. So let me replace this now. And my domain name is .xyz. Okay, so let me remove this as well because this will get changed. So now let me quickly go to Route 53. Let me create one more hosted zone with the name called gotechie.xyz. This is my domain name. So click create hosted zone. So I have created one hosted zone as well. So what happened again? 4 name servers has been created. Okay, so let me quickly copy this. Now what we need to do is, first thing is always after copying try to remove these dots or else it will throw error. Okay, and now I will try to configure or map my AWS Route 53 with my GoDaddy domain. So for that we require these name servers. So let me go to my GoDaddy again. Go to domain, and here we have something called manage DNS. Click here. And then we have something called name servers. Okay, so we are about to change the name servers, right? So if you click this here, we have the option called change name servers. So these are the default one which has been created. So I want to customize my name servers because I want to map this with my AWS to my GoDaddy. Okay, so let me click on change name servers. I'll use my own name servers. So first one, what is it? Let me just copy. This is my second one. So we do have third one. And we have fourth one. Okay, and click on save. So once these changes are done, then we are good with the mapping of our Route 53 to GoDaddy. Okay, so I have successfully changed all the name servers. Now our AWS will recognize that okay, this domain has been purchased from GoDaddy. I mean, this is from where I have purchased. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So now let me get back to our ACM topic. So what I have did, I have purchased one Route 53 as well. This is also done. Configuration of Route 53 is also done. Now I will configure one ACM, Amazon Certificate Manager. So let me go to ACM. Let me duplicate this page. ACM Certificate Manager. So here we have something called Certificate Manager. So if I'll click here, then this service will help you to purchase certificates for you, SSL certificates. Okay, so click on request a certificate, request a public certificate, next, and then what is your domain name. So to which particular domain you want to request the certificate. So my domain name is gotechie.xyz. So let me paste here, and then DNS validations, which algorithm you want to use. So these certificates will try to encrypt the data based upon this algorithm. So I'm using RSA. That's the default one what it is recommending. Okay, and click on request. Then you can see successfully requested certificate with so and so ID, and the status is pending validation. So if I'll refresh this page, then you can see there is one certificate ID, one certificate with the domain name gotechie.xyz. Amazon has been issued, but the status is pending validation. Whether it is in use? No, because it is not yet configured anywhere. Means I have just created the certificate base, but not yet used. So this pending validation, in order to resolve this pending validation, what I need to do is just click on the certificate ID. And here you can see something called gotechie.com pending validation. Then we have some name called CNAME record. Colonical name. We called as colonical name. CNAME means colonical name. Okay. And then we have some colonical names and then value. So what we need to do is we need to add these details in our Route 53. In Route 53, go to Route 53, click on create record. And this should be the name of your record. So I'm just pasting here. I will just remove go.techie.com. Okay, and the value will be this one. Copy and paste and click on create record. So this is one thing what I can do manually, or else let me cancel this. So as of now we have only 2 records, or else I can click on this option and this will help me to create record in Route 53. So once this record is created, then only this validation will be completed. AWS will validate based upon the domain name. If you really have the domain and the domain name is configured in Route 53, then only this record or the certificate will be issued to you, or else it will not issue. Clear? So let me click on create records, scroll down and click on create record. Done. So the record has been successfully created. Now if you go to your Route 53, number of records are 2. If you refresh this page, it will be 3. And here you can see some record has been created, colonical name. If you see here, the value has been set. If you want, you can create by default, I mean manually, or else you can use that option. So once you have created this record, just wait for a couple of minutes. Then what AWS will do? AWS will authenticate, it will validate, and then it will issue the certificate to you. It will take a couple of minutes for the validation. This is something which has been pending from the AWS side. Understand?
Yes. Whether it is chargeable, ACM?
Yes, everything is chargeable. If they are providing you something, then everything for everything they will be charging. Nowadays they are charging for the public IPs. Okay, so let it take a couple of minutes. Till then, what I will do, I will try to use CloudFront. Means our ACM is also done, completed successfully. Now let me use CloudFront. So what is the use of CloudFront? What is the use of CloudFront service? This is to distributed network. Means, for example, what? Let me draw one more diagram. This image. Okay, so I am one user. So my current location is in India, right? Yes or no? I am from India. I am trying to access my application or any website from India. This is my current location. And where is my S3 bucket deployed, or else any server, not only our S3 bucket what we have hosted. For example, assume that my website is hosted in North Virginia. Means my server is available in North Virginia. Okay, so what will happen whenever I'm trying to access my website? So it is traveling via internet to North Virginia region. We have seen something called packets, right? Data packets. It will validate based upon the host protocols in the client server video in the second session, I guess. Right, so what is happening in terms of data packets? We are traveling via internet and connecting to our server which is in North Virginia. So what will happen? There might be some delay or slowness in the performance. Okay, it might take some time for us to access. Okay, so in order to avoid such cases, or in order to improve the performance of your application or your website, we use CloudFront service. This is used for distributed network, means we have something called edge location in AWS. So what we have seen till date, we have seen region, we have seen AZ, and now I am talking about edge location. We have different edge locations across Asia region, US region, and other regions. So when I say distributed network region, so when I say distributed network, means what will happen is, for example, I'm using CloudFront service. This service will help me to create one edge location, one or more than one, that's up to you. So I will use one edge location called India. I'm using one edge location Asia, for example. Okay, so I'm using one edge location. So Asia is nothing but my edge location, and North Virginia is my original server. So North Virginia is my original server, and Asia is my edge location. So what is happening now? Whenever I'm trying to access my request or my website, it will go to the original server and it will get the response for the user from the client browser to the server, whether it is 3-tier, 2-tier. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so it will go to the original server and it will connect back. There might be some chances of delay in the performance. So when I use CloudFront service, we create one edge location as well. So what will happen for the first time when I try to access my website, it will go to the edge location which is in Asia region. And from Asia region, it will connect to the original server. This will happen when for the first time, when you are trying to access some request for the first time. So once the request is done, then it will get back to the North Virginia, edge location, and it will store the data in terms of cache. It will cache your website details or data, and then it will try to send back the request to the user. When this will happen only for the first time. For the first time, it will go and connect to the original server. For example, if Sharon is trying to access, okay, if Sharon is trying to access the same website, so where the request will travel, it will travel to the edge location. Since we have already the cache of the data, then it will respond back to Sharon. Means it is not connecting to the original server since we have the cache of our application data. So with the help of this CloudFront service, what is happening? The response time is also very low. The improvement, the performance of our website is also very fast. Means the request is been happening within fraction of seconds. This is happening on the internet. I cannot really test this as of now. But this is what happening when we are using CloudFront service. For example, if someone is trying to access from Sri Lanka, since this is in my Asia region, the request will be redirected to this location, and then it will get back to the user. It is not at all connecting to the original server. The request will connect only for the first time. If some user is trying to access something which is not in the cache location, then the request will be redirected to the original server. So if as of now we are using Facebook is globally available, right? Even they might be using CloudFront services. Means they might configure distributed networks. They have their applications in different edge locations that will help them to improve the performance of your website. So CloudFront is a distributed service which will help us to improve the performance of your application, where it will try to store all our application data in the cache or edge locations in terms of cache. Clear? కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయిపోయారు అందరూ. ఏంది ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్, ఏంది క్యాషే, వాట్ ఈస్ ఈ టాకింగ్ ఆల్ అబౌట్?
సార్ లిటిల్ బిట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ हो गया थोड़ा.
Expected only, don't worry. Watch the video again, try to implement, then everything will be okay. So I mean, as of now, I have been in lot of interviews, but I haven't got any questions on Route 53. I mean, in Route 53 we can get, but not on the CloudFront cache and all. So do not worry about this. This is something what we need to represent when someone is asking about CloudFront. You should talk all these technical details when someone is asking you about CloudFront service. They might ask you whether you have used or not.
Sir, we have to define the edge location or
We have to define the edge location. I will show you that part. Not yet done with the practical, okay?
and one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
you said that SSL will be working as encryption. Encryption in the terms of data packets or what
That
exactly?
will be the communication between the user and the server. I mean the browser and the server. The details will not be leaked. That's what SSL will do. So we have two type of encryptions: client-side encryptions, server-side encryptions. As I said, it will be a completely different concept. Okay, so I will try to cover that in coming sessions. Guys, just give me 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Sorry. So we need to configure this CloudFront service. So let me now go to CloudFront service. So before that, let me just check the validation. So if I'll refresh this, why this is still pending? I've already created this report, but still. Okay, let us see. Let me try to create CloudFront service. Till the time, maybe this will be successfully done. Without issuing, we cannot do anything. So we need to wait for this. Hopefully this will get issued. Okay. So let me go to CloudFront service now. CloudFront service. Create a CloudFront distribution. Okay, now you need to select your origin, means to which particular URL you want to point your CloudFront distribution. In our case, what is our origin? I want to point this to my S3 website, right? So let me just copy these details and paste in the origin. Okay, so this will be my origin, means this is where I want to point my CloudFront. Okay, and then we have something called HTTP only. So let me ignore this for now. Let me scroll down. Okay, so this will be the cache behavior, how the details should be stored in the edge locations. Means if someone has updated anything, then how it should be updated. Okay, so let me use the default only. And then we have something called HTTP and HTTPS and redirect HTTP to HTTPS. So these are the two different options what we can use. What is the use of them? I will show you after some time. So for now, let me use both the protocols HTTP and HTTPS. Means my domain or website should be accessible either on HTTP or HTTPS. Means if the user is accessing HTTP http://gotechie.xyz, then it should be accessible. If I'm accessing https://gotechie.xyz, then even for this it should be accessible. Okay, so I'm using this and then scroll down. I don't want any firewalls for now. Okay, here we have the option of edge locations. Means if you are using all edge location, this is one of the best performance, and this is being recommended by AWS, but the pricing will be different for this. So my major part of the users are from India region only, right? So I will be using Asia as my edge location. And then here we have something called custom SSL certificate. Means whatever certificate you have created, it will be visible here when if you have successfully validated this. Means if this got successfully validated, then only you can see the certificate here. As of now, no certificates because validation is still pending. Okay, so let me do one thing. Till then, let me first try to delete this and try to create one more certificate. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, deleted. Let me delete this record as well. Sorry. Delete record, because this record was related to the SSL certificate, right? So I have deleted. Now let me raise request for one more certificate. Name is gotechie.xyz. Okay, let me click here and let me add this record. Let me refresh first. Okay, create record. Okay, if I'll refresh this, number of records are 3. So I have requested one new certificate because there was some issue with the validation. So I have requested for one new certificate. Till then, what I will do without SSL, I will try to first configure. Okay, so let me scroll down and click on create distribution. So what happened now? I have created one CloudFront distribution. Here, if you'll see this is the ID of my CloudFront distribution, and this is the origin, means to which particular website I am trying to map. Okay, and the status is deploying, means it will take a couple of minutes to update. So I have configured my SSL, my CloudFront successfully. So let me just complete this. Now, if you want to test your website, so what we have did. So what we have did, our static website is been attached to the CloudFront. Means if I'll access the CloudFront DNS, still the request should be redirected to our S3 bucket only. because I have set my CloudFront that this is the origin, what you need to go and hit, right? So let me go to my CloudFront. Here we have something called DNS name, I mean the domain name of my CloudFront. So let me copy this and hit on browser. If this is redirecting to the specific website, then it means we have successfully configured our CloudFront. No, not working. Why? Because it is still deploying. It will take a couple of minutes. So once the deployment status is successful, what I will do, I will try to refresh my domain. Okay, so first I will try to validate with my CloudFront whether I'm able to access our S3 or not, and then I will try to configure and map my Route 53 to my CloudFront. Just wait for a couple of minutes. Let this process completed. Not yet done. My certificate, it is still pending. Not sure why. So let's wait for a couple of minutes, guys. Let the status get completed. Okay, I will be on mute, or else if you have any questions, then let me know.
Shabir, we have a separate CloudFront session, or this is
Now CloudFront, no separate session. In this session only, we'll try to cover CloudFront. This is not required for us much. Still, we just want to know the redirections, how it has been redirecting, how the data is being cached in the edge locations. I will be on mute. Okay, if you have anything, let me know. So guys, let's get back to the topic. Okay, so here you can see the certificate has been issued now successfully, and if I'll refresh this, my CloudFront is also deployed successfully. Okay, so let me just refresh this request and see what is happening. See, the moment I'm trying to refresh or access my CloudFront DNS, it is redirecting to the S3 website. Means we were able to successfully map our CloudFront with our S3. Okay, now what I will do, I will configure my CloudFront DNS to my Route 53. Means whenever I'll try to access my Route 53, I mean with my domain name, then the request should be redirected to the CloudFront, and then the CloudFront should redirect it to the S3 static website. Okay, so let me just copy this. Let me just copy this domain DNS. Just copy. Go to your Route 53. Click on create record. Okay, I don't want to add any subdomains. This is my domain name, and we have different type of records. So we have a record which can be used to configure IP address. Means, for example, you have a simple EC2 instance and you want to map that EC2 to your domain. So no need of configuring CloudFront and S3. That is not always recommended. This is one use case what I am working as of now. But for example, if you have one EC2 where your website is deployed and you want your EC2 to be accessed with the domain name, then just deploy EC2 and copy the public IP. That's it. And click on save. Once done, then you can access with your domain name. The request will be redirected to the public IP. Okay, in my case, so we have different type of records. CNAME, colonial name. Okay, so we have CAA, we have name servers. So there are different type of records which are available. So which record I should use? And also we have one option called alias. So this is the only option which is completely different by other DNS services. Means we have Route 53 in Azure, we have Route 53 in AWS, we have Route 53 in GoDaddy, we can host anywhere. Which makes more different for AWS is this alias option. This is not available in other services, other vendors. So alias option, what it will do, it will directly map you with the particular service. So it is asking you where you want to route your traffic to. I want to route my traffic to CloudFront distribution because my application is in the CloudFront distribution. So select, and then it is asking you to which particular distribution. What happened? Okay, sorry. So I haven't configured the domain name, right? So that's the reason I am unable to see any distribution here. Means this certificate, whatever the certificate which has been issued, I haven't mapped that earlier because it was in pending status, right? So what I will do, I will again go to my CloudFront. Okay, I will go to the origins, or else let me go to general settings, click on edit. Here we have the option to configure your SSL certificate. So let me just select my SSL certificate. This is issued now. So let me select this, and then here we have something called domain name. Means what is your domain. Unless and until you configure the domain name, you will not be able to find the distribution here. So you need to map the domain name and then configure SSL certificate, scroll down and just click on save changes. Again, it will take 2 to 3 minutes and then this will be successfully done. So once the status is updated, then my Route 53, what it will do, it will help me to capture this domain name. Okay, so always remember that we have one option called alias. This option is very straightforward option. Means you can directly map with your resource. No need to create, you no need to get confused which record I need to create and all. Just enable this, select where is your application, whether is in CloudFront, whether this is in load balancer, or whether it is in S3. Wherever it is, just select and access. So in our case, we want to map it with the CloudFront because our CloudFront is connected to our S3. It will take couple of minutes. CloudFront usually it will take couple of minutes for the changes. Okay. So let us first complete this. Yeah, now I can see the distribution here. Okay, just select and click on create record. Means I have created my own record now. What this record is doing, whenever I'll try to access this will go and connect to the DNS of my CloudFront, and my CloudFront is mapped with my S3 website. Okay, so now this is the time for testing. Go techie.xyz. Okay, so if my website is redirecting to the index.html page, it means that our exercise has been successfully completed. See, if I'm trying to access gotechie.xyz, then this is redirecting to my website. So where is my website deployed? Where is my website deployed?
CloudFront.
In S3.
In S3, not CloudFront.
Yes,
Okay, so where is the request going now? If the user is accessing xyz.com, then it is going to route 53. It is checking for DNS validations. It is checking for SOA certificate name servers, and once it get all the details, it will go to the CloudFront distribution, and then the CloudFront will go to the S3. From here, we are able to get the details. Okay, so now instead of guys go on mute. So which one is easy? Go techie.xyz is easy to remember, or this URL is easy to remember? Yes. Yes. So always we should create our domain names. Now here if you see this, so HTTPS request is been accessible. So what I have said, we should be able to access HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTPS is accessible, right? Because we have configured SSL. Now if I try to access HTTP, still this is working, but here you can see not secure. The moment we see not secure, then it means that our data is not encrypted. I will not be using this. So what I want, I don't want HTTP request to be accessible. Means, for example, here if you try to see on the browser http://google.com, just focus here what is happening. Hit enter. See, I have executed HTTP, but the request has been automatically redirected to HTTPS. For example, now let me use http://facebook.com. So I'm trying to access HTTP URL. The moment I'm hitting enter, it is automatically redirecting to HTTPS. How it is happening in the backend? How they have configured? I want same behavior for my website. Means I don't want any request on HTTP, because users as a layman, they are not aware what is HTTP and what is HTTPS. I don't want to lose my customers by seeing this not secure message. I want all the request, whether it is HTTP or HTTPS, should be redirected only to HTTPS. For that, in such cases, we have something called, if I'll open the CloudFront distribution, we have the redirection configurations. Okay, let me go to origins, behaviors. Okay, so if I'll go to behaviors and select this, edit here. So if I'll scroll down here, what I have did, I have selected both the requests. So now I will be enabling redirect HTTP to HTTPS. Means all the requests, whether they are to HTTP, should be redirected to HTTPS only. And then we have one more option, HTTPS only. Means only HTTPS request will be accepted, other will be rejected. I don't want any request to be rejected. Whether user is using HTTP, it should move to HTTPS only. So let me save these changes. Click on save changes. It will take again couple of minutes to complete the distribution, I mean to deployment. Okay, till then let me do a testing. http://gotechie.xyz. So I'm trying to use this domain. See now what happened? Did you observe? If I'm trying to access HTTP, it is redirecting to HTTPS only. Let us see this again. See, http://gotechie.xyz. Okay, so the request I'm trying to use is HTTP, but it should redirect to HTTPS, right? So if I'll hit enter, refresh, see, it is redirecting to HTTPS only. Understood?
Yes.
For example, we have seen lot of websites which will not be working in the India region. Means from India you cannot access lot of websites. There are some websites which have been restricted at the countryside. You cannot access TikTok. It has been banned. You cannot access a lot of applications because they have been banned. So even this, I mean, I don't want users from India because I am from India. I can only do this testing. Okay, so I want India users to be restricted. Means Indian users cannot access my website. If anyone from India is trying to access this website, then he should not be able to access my website. It should throw error. It should block him. We can control this with the help of CloudFront only. Okay, if I'll go to CloudFront, if I'll open distribution again, then we have something called not error pages, not invalidations. If I'll open this, no, let me just check this option. So we can we have that option to block specific regions. Let me check this option. I'm not sure where it is available. I think edit, no. I think in behavior itself I can see them. Let me click.
Try in security.
Block. Yes, let me check. Yeah, we have thing called geographic restrictions tab. Here we have this geographic restrictions. This is something related to our firewalls. I mean, we have firewalls like security group and NACL and web application firewall. This is something which is used at the load balancer level. Okay.
Behavior only.
Sorry.
Behaviors only.
No, here I can see this. Earlier it was in behaviors, I guess. Now they have moved this to geographic restrictions. Okay, so if I mean in security. Okay, if I'll click on edit, Okay, if I'll click on edit, here you have the allow list and block list. So I will click on block list because I'm in India. I can only test from India region. So I will select India and click on save. Means I'm trying to block the India users. Save changes. So once this is done, what will happen? If someone is trying to access, where is this? Yes. Okay, if I'm trying to access now, let us see what will happen. See, 403 error request could not be satisfied. The Amazon CloudFront distribution is configured to block access from your country. So this is how you can block specific geolocation users, because always remember, say, whenever we are working for any project, right? So the projects will be specific to any location. I mean, whether it can be US region or UK region or Canada region. All our customers will be from that specific regions only. So in such cases, your application, if you don't want this to be accessible to other countries, then you can enable these options. Even we can control this at the Route 53 level as well. Means if I'll go to my Route 53, okay, here we have different type of routing policies. See, simple, weighted, geolocation. If I'll click on geolocation, so what will happen? I can redirect the request based upon the locations. This might be asked in interviews. For example, you have users in US and you have customers in Canada. Which routing policy you will use? You can say them as geolocation routing policy. For example, 70% of customers are from US region and 30% are from India region. Which routing policy you will be using? You can also use weighted routing policy. So these are the different routing policies which are available. So now what happened? Our request has been blocked by the CloudFront distribution. So this is how we can create one, we can deploy one static website and configure distributed network to improve the performance, to attach SSL for the security, and then create Route 53 for the DNS configurations. I think I'm pretty much done for today. So do you have any questions on this? If you got confused, don't worry, watch the video again. After practical, you will get some clarity on this. Just focus on this diagram. See how I have started mapping each one, one service after one service. Do proper testing. Do not set up everything and try to execute your domain and don't complain that this is not working. No, that is not how we are supposed to work. First, set up static, test that, create Route 53, check it out, create CloudFront, check it out, and then try to map everything. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Let me stop this recording.